Hello again, Timberwolves fans. Are you ready for the explosion of Timberwolves basketball? It is Friday, March the 29th, 2013. This is episode number 98 of Timberwolves Explosion. I am your host, Paladino Joey, and with me for the first time, the People's Champ, Vince Germano!
Good to be with you, Joey, from the future.
Oh, yes.
Because it is the 30th here.
Mm-hmm. It's back to the future.
And I can tell you in the future, the Lakers still suck.
Yeah, they do right now, unfortunately. Not quite as bad as our boys, though, but I guess it's injuries, bad coaching, all the above for everybody right now.
Just one of those years, mate. One of those years.
Yes, it is. So, yes, the Courtside's Vince Germano has joined Timberwolves Explosion. I'm very excited to have him on board. So that's the voice you're hearing. Of course, welcome aboard Courtside listeners that may be listening for the first time. So it is very exciting to have you on board.
Well, how could they not be listening, Joey?
Yep. That's
I'm like the main man at Courtside, aren't
I? You're the people's champ. Oh yes, the people's champ has arrived.
I do my best.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. So, as per the format change that we did last show, back to kind of what we were doing back in the fall, we're talking league first versus the Wolves to kind of generate, I guess, more listeners during the way the team has been playing of late. So, I guess right now, Vince Germano, a well-known Lakers fan, yes. So, how do their playoff chances look right now?
Well, look, I'm expecting him to sneak in.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, gee whiz, we make it, we're going to face, Spurs?
Right now, yeah. Yep.
I mean, I'm expecting a sweep. That's honest truth. I'm expecting a sweep. I mean, our coach uses a 7-man rotation with this kind of age that's on a roster.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That is just crazy. You need on a team that's this old, you need bodies to give guys rest, to feel fresh coming into the fourth quarter. And that was our problem yesterday, I felt. Just guys went flat, no energy, and we paid for it. You know, we're constantly letting guys in. Teams come back in. We had a 10-point lead and we blew it again. It's just, but the upside is hopefully D'Antoni does get fired.
Yeah, that could be I mean, they almost have to at this point, it seems like.
Look,
almost.
Joey, you're running the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
You got this roster. I know they've got injuries, but you got this roster. You go to the playoffs and you go first round exit. You're not going to be happy. No,
definitely not. Especially the expectations going into this season were off the charts. I mean, I believe both me and the forecaster picked the LA Lakers to be the world champions this year. Kobe's sixth ring. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's just a dream now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's light years away.
Yep. No, I don't know. D'Antoni, like Jim Buss, he chooses D'Antoni over Phil Jackson, and I heard Kupchak say the same thing. Like, we didn't think Phil would coach more than 2 years. Well, you're going around saying Kobe's only got 2 years left, so what's the problem?
Yeah, that's the key. The whole key is 2 years. 2 years. Well, it's like, come on, people. And then Nash probably 2 years also. So
exactly. So to me, that doesn't make sense, and it just infuriates me more.
Mm-hmm. And D'Antoni isn't really that much younger. He's maybe 8 years younger. I suppose that's kind of a bit, but still, I mean, he's still in his 60s already, and some guys quit before that.
Yeah, well, exactly right. So I just think, down the road, they're going to look at it and regret the choice of Mike D'Antoni.
It's looking that way. And what's funny is the whole rotation, like the whole 7-man rotation deal, is the Wolves kind of seem to go through the same type of situation with Adelman. He picks a certain group of guys and then says, sit down and don't get up to everybody else. Kind of sad.
Well, that baffles me as well, especially, there's guys like Chris Johnson, who we've talked about it on the Wolves Explosion Facebook page. Give the guy some minutes.
Mm-hmm. It's unbelievable. Yeah, even our TV commentator, like the color commentator.
Is that Jim Peterson?
Yes, yep, that's the one. Jim Peterson. I don't know why I'm blanking. That's kind of sad. But yeah, Jim Peterson, for some strange reason. He's even is going as far as to saying, what is Chris Johnson doing on the bench? Why isn't Adelman playing him? So even guys like that are questioning it. The type of guys you'd think are more, they're inside the Wolves. They don't really question anything, that type of deal. But even he's going off like, what is going on here? So, and this is Rick Adelman, the kind of guy everybody thinks is this great coach, and he's been good, but we're seeing some warts coming up.
Well, if Adelman does resign at the end of the season, what are your top 3 choices? I know it's a question without notice, but what are your top 3 choices?
Ooh.
Say out of got to pick one who's coaching currently and 2 that are available.
Oh boy. Well, not Flip Saunders, I guess. No, but then again, he might end up coaching our college team here. Just possibly. That rumor's really starting to explode right now this afternoon. But
okay.
Yep. But geez, that's just tough. Phil Jackson? No. I wish. That is tough. Nate McMillan doesn't do much for me. Maybe, but he'd improve the defense. But I didn't really like the way things turned out in Portland. One
guy that interests me, Steve Kerr.
Really?
I just feel like he'd be a really good coach. And he's a winner. He's been a GM, so he knows how that all works, and I think he'd bring that winning culture.
That's an interesting thought. Yeah, I mean, he's one of those guys. He's been a GM, and then he made that crazy Shaq move and hired Terry Porter, and then. So I guess he's one of those guys that maybe he's got Kevin McHale syndrome, where he's not good at running a team, but he could coach, I guess. I dare say that. Huh?
I love Kevin McHale as coach. I thought he did really well when he coached the team for a bit.
I did too. I actually wanted him to stay, and then they bring in David Kahn, and it's like their belief systems are going to be completely different, and Kahn's going to be like, all these guys you drafted. They're out of here, and then you just knew that wasn't going to work. So that's kind of what took place, unfortunately. Well, David Kahn, that's another story we'll be bouncing with, I'm sure, at some point during this episode. Kevin McHale's a guy I would like to coach the team, I guess, for a current coach, but I'm guessing he won't be leaving Houston anytime soon.
Nope.
Why am I can't seem to think of anybody other.
Jeff Van Gundy?
Oh, yeah, Jeff Van Gundy is a good choice. Stan Van Gundy, he's had his ups and downs. I like Stan Van Gundy, actually. He might have a shot. Jeff Van Gundy, I think, is the better of the two, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you there, because I think Stan's more of a screamer. And if you look at his coaching records, he only stays about 3 years at each club, 3 or 4 years. Because eventually... the players tune it out.
Yeah, that's the key. And then Shaq even made a statement, was it during last season? It was about the whole Stan Van Gundy thing, where when you have a good team like that and they're together for like a 6-year span with the coach and with the same coach and they don't seem to progress, then it's time to fire the coach and go in another direction. Otherwise, you just burn out the players and, next thing you know, you're the Timberwolves with Garnett. Like, damn it. But,
yeah, that's true. That's true. Every coach has got a shelf life.
Like, honestly, I was going to do that I would have done the same thing with Flip Saunders after they got swept by the Dallas Mavericks back in, I believe it was 2002. It's like, enough's enough. It's time to go to another coach. As much as Flip Saunders was loved in this town, I thought it was time to move on as well.
Yeah. Well, I remember, at that time I was a lot younger than I am now, and I really liked Flip as the coach, and you just seem to find some players that got the team into the playoffs for the first time. Then a couple of years later, you're in the Western Conference Finals against my boys.
That was a fun season, and then Sam Cassell's back went out.
Yeah,
that
was a hell of a team you guys had.
It was. I really enjoyed that season. 58 wins.
Yep.
Next year's the 10-year anniversary already. Oh, we're getting old.
Wow.
We're getting really old.
Thanks for depressing me.
Sorry about that. Yeah, that's what happens when we get in our 30s. Yep.
Oh, man. Lord. Yeah, it was good times.
So what were your thoughts on two things, I guess you could say? Dante Jones foul on Kobe, and then, of course, Kobe's foul on Rubio. So those are kind of two conflicting things right there. Kobe's completely different attitude on both of them.
Well, look, the Dante Jones foul. Look, obviously I agree it was a foul. Was it deliberate? I just don't know. I mean, how can you tell?
Yeah, it kind of seemed like a clumsy kind of foul, like when you think just getting in the way type of deal. I mean, I've been fouled that way. I've landed on my ankle like that. Oh, it hurts.
Yeah, I mean, look, I watched it, at least 10, 20 times, and okay, he does stick his leg out a little bit, but at the same time, he's sort of leaning back thinking, oh, he's getting a shot off. So, I mean, would he really go out there and say, I'm going to stick my foot under Kobe's leg so when he lands, he hurts his ankle? I mean, could have broken an ankle if you're doing things like I just don't think he'd do that. But then again, who knows?
Yeah, it's one of the only thing I would think of is the history between the two. He's tripped Kobe before. Like maybe he was just trying to mess with him, but maybe not actually hurt him.
Actually, that's a good point. Actually, he might have just been trying to,
just trying to mess with him, maybe knock him over or something, but not actually injure him.
Yeah, get in his head a bit, but probably plan backfired.
Yeah, big time. So it turned into a big giant ESPN kerfuffle, as they like to call it.
I just can't wait till they meet the next time, mate, because I'm pretty sure he's already marked that date on the calendar.
Oh yeah, he made sure to mention that too. He said, "What was it? How did he say it? I can't believe I got to wait a year to get revenge." That's how he said. Love that.
He's just got to hope Dante Jones is in the league.
Hopefully, yeah. He was one of those. Yeah, he's one of those bottom end defensive specialist types, I guess you could say. Ronnie Brewer, the guy I like.
Yep.
I miss him.
You guys, I was going to say you guys had Ronnie Brewer. You guys had Ronnie Brewer. I was going to say that. I couldn't remember if he was at a Timberwolves or not.
I think for a very short time, I believe. I forget what it was, though, now. I mean, it must have been for a really short time.
Yeah, it was like half a season or something like that.
Yeah. Very, very nondescript, as they call it. But now, geez, I I would have taken him. We need a defensive shooting guard, and we don't have a shooting guard on the roster, so it would be a nice fill-in. Kind of lacking in one department.
Yep. I'm telling you, man, Gerald Henderson could have had him for a song.
That was the thing. I remember mentioning about. Yep, you're reading that from the Facebook. Yeah, we definitely that could have been done easily, but wasn't even a second round pick. Yeah.
Yep. It's just, hey, mate, Khan. You just got to wonder what he's doing. Yeah. I'm glad he's your GM, not ours.
Oh man, yeah, not for long. Hopefully, that's the other rumor bouncing around.
Yep.
That's Flip's possible other job.
And I think Flip would make a good GM too.
Possibly, yeah. I think he could do it.
Yep.
He'd be a better coach, I think. I mean, he's not a bad coach, but he's a playoff coach, but not a playoff winning coach. If that makes sense. I remember Keelan King was going in that on the Rip City Bad Boys show, if you listened to that recently.
Yeah, I do listen to that. Yeah, I do remember him saying that.
Yeah, too much of a jump shooting coach. He's always been that, not like a take the ball to the basket type. So that was my biggest beef. Oh, so now, well, I guess one final thing. What do you think about the Kobe's foul on Rubio?
Well, look, I got to agree. It was a foul, but as Kobe said, we would have won in OT anyway.
Yeah. Unfortunately, probably would have, because it's like as we bounce around the streaks. Yeah, I mean, I was disappointed in it, but it's one of those like, oh, you're not going to call it on Kobe, type of fouls. Unfortunately, it's just the way the league is, I guess, at times, and it's like the last play of the game. People do get away with a lot of stuff on the last play of a game.
Yep,
for better or worse.
But what makes it worse is, the NBA again come out and say it was a foul. I mean,
yep.
I hate that. And we talked about it on the Courtside show. What's the point of doing that? It just rubs salt into the wounds.
It does. It's like, oh, we could have won but too bad you didn't, type of deal.
Yep.
or we could have had a chance. Mm-hmm.
That policy the NBA's got of doing that. That should just stop next season. Just don't do it. It angers everyone.
Yeah,
involved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on both sides. Like, why are they saying it now? Type of deal. So, so the streaks begin. The streaks. Well, one streak didn't end. That's that 22-game winning streak for the Lakers.
One thing we like about the T-Wolves, mate, we know it's a guaranteed win.
Yeah, it is. 22-game win streak versus the Wolves. Still holding my head for that. The Heat run is ended, huh?
You give us scary moments. But somehow we pull out a W.
Yep, it's been like that for a while. I mean, it's been like that forever. I got to say, it's been like that since 1980. No, I'm just kidding. There's no such thing. No, basically since Shaq and Kobe got there, it's been like complete dominance. Complete. Like, the Wolves are in it. Here they go. They're going to do it. They're up by 10 going into the fourth. They lost by 15.
What can I say? I enjoy it.
Oh, man. It's always like, here they come. No, the ball's gone.
Every time we play you guys, I think of you and Marcus. Just picture you sitting on a couch, just heads in the hands. Just, why can't we win?
Yeah, that's what it's like. Marcus does the classic deal where, how can I describe it? He puts his hands and he kind of like stretches his eyes out, kind of. It looks funny. I wish I could show you right now, you and the listeners right now. Oh, and he does his eyeballs like wandering around type of look. It's pretty funny. It's a funny. It's a Marcusism.
He's a funny guy.
Yes, he is. Oh man, yep. Someday we'll have a trio on this show. We'll have a Courtside 2.0.
Sounds fun.
Oh yes. So what about those Miami Heat? 27 consecutive, and it ends in Chicago.
I got to admit, I'm glad it ended. That Lakers that Lakers record is safe, my friend.
Yep, of course, 33 versus 27. I thought the Heat were going to get 30.
I was hoping they'd go through to San Antonio. Main reason was I was going to put some money on San Antonio, but I was surprised the Bulls pulled it off. I mean, I didn't even keep track of the game. That's how I confident I was Miami would win, but credit to the Bulls. They turned the defense up, and they did, without Noah as well.
Yeah,
I didn't know he wasn't playing. I looked at the box scores. I'm like, wow,
that's pretty strange. I mean, yeah, obviously no Derrick Rose either. Sheesh. No Derrick Rose, no Noah, and they beat the Heat. Wow.
But you know what? That just shows what a great job Coach Tibbs does.
Yeah.
I mean, he has this team ready most nights, and he doesn't use injuries as an excuse. You go out, you play defense, you've got a chance. And proven again with a win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it's all about. I mean, Miami's whole MO was like their defense. That's kind of how they stayed in games and survived and made great comebacks. But and obviously would shut down teams when they're not playing well, and that's kind of what Chicago has been all about since Tibbs has been there.
Well, Joey, you know as well as I do, you play defense and your shot's not falling. The defense is keeping you in the game because eventually your shots will fall.
Yeah,
and good, all that good stuff comes from it.
Yeah, that's literally how it is. Say you're starting a team out, you're developing them. The first thing you want them to be good at is defense, and then hopefully the offense will start trickling in.
Well, if someone could send that memo to Mike D'Antoni, that would be if anyone out there has got his email address, just forward it on to us.
Mike Antoni. Oh, did I say it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you gotta love that, don't you?
You gotta love it. It's just so true.
Mike Antoni. I still can't even believe what I'm seeing right now. The Clippers. Yeah, just even looking at it, they're winning the division. They're gonna. Just even looking at that from right now, I still can't believe what I'm seeing. They'll still lose in the first round.
Oh, you should see it. You should see all the smack the Clipper fans talk on Twitter. Oh,
That's what I don't. That drives me crazy. It's teams that say their organization has sucked forever and ever. That's why I hate the Detroit Lions in the NFL
yep.
and their fans and everything. They suck forever, then they start to get good, and they get so pompous. Oh my god,
mate! The Clippers had the title won in the preseason.
In their eyes, definitely. There's no doubt about that.
I tweeted one guy and said, "Championships aren't won in the preseason, mate. We'll see how far you get." And then the Lakers just started off terrible, so I just shut up shop and just went back in my box. Stayed quiet.
Mm-hmm. That's about how it's been, huh?
I can't brag.
Huh?
I can't brag about the Lakers this year.
No, it's like that's the. Should have been a 70-win team. Okay, I didn't say that.
No.
Oh, look at me. Look at you.
Look at you.
Yes, there we go. I got to save that somewhere.
You got to get that on a tee. You got to get that on a T-shirt.
Yep. That's the new promote. That might be the slogan for Timberwolves Explosion. Yes. Look at you.
And you can send any royalties my way, like 3%, maybe.
Oh yeah. 3%. Yes. 3%. There you go. I'm writing it down. Okay.
You wrote it down. That's a contract, a verbal contract.
Yes, it is. I gotta fax it over there.
Have my guys look at it.
Huh? What's that?
Have my guys look at it.
Oh, yeah.
My agent's Hank, by the way, so just go through him.
Hank! Hello, Hank. Hank McCoy, yes.
What is it here? 9:09. He'd still be asleep.
Wake up, Hank. Wake up. Timberwolves Explosion is on.
Actually, I don't think he actually does sleep.
Oh, really? He's a night owl.
He's always going, that boy.
Mm-hmm. So another streak ends. The Denver Nuggets run ends at 15 against not the Bulls, not the Clippers, but the Hornets.
Yeah. Wow. Look, did you see this streak coming from the Nuggets?
No, I mean you could tell they're pretty good, but 15. I mean that in a lot of years that would have been the biggest streak of the season, and well, I didn't see that coming. I thought they were going to be, I thought they were going to be okay, but I never saw them like winning near 60 games, which they could be approaching possibly.
I'm right with you there. I think I tipped them to win about 50.
Yeah.
If they were lucky,
Mm-hmm.
But imagine how good they'd be if they just had a genuine superstar or guy they could throw the ball to.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, they had the superstar, but then didn't have like good pieces around him, and then they trade the superstar and get all those awesome pieces, and then form a really nice team, but they're lacking the star power.
But they do remind you a little of that Pistons team of 2004, don't they?
Yeah, that's a really, really good comparison. That really is, because it's kind of like, Lawson's like the Chauncey Billups. You got other guys.
Yep.
Danilo Gallinari is a good scorer. Maybe McGee is kind of, sort of like Ben Wallace, kind of. A lot goofier, but...
I'm glad you said that, not me.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I guess he's their version of it.
He's a poor man's Ben Wallace, let's just say.
Yeah, that's why they're not going to win the championship, because he's the Ben Wallace of the team.
Look, that's the only comparison I when I watch them I come up with, because that Pistons team didn't really have a designated go-to guy. I mean, I know Chauncey got hot.
Yeah, I like it, man.
And Rashid was, it seemed like the two Wallace boys were just rebounding and blocking everything. So, and the Nuggets are a bit the same with Fareed and McGee and Kufus.
Yeah, and Corey Brewer's the Tayshaun Prince. There you go, kind of a skinny, solid, really good defensive small forward.
Who was on the T-Wolves at one stage.
Yep, he was. That's another one we struck out on. He
did not play this well at the Timberwolves, which must just annoy you a fraction.
It really does. I mean, the Nuggets are another Timberwolves 2.0, because they have all these guys that we could have had or sucked here, you know what I mean, and then got better elsewhere. I mean, it's a lot of guys. Lots of rumors about Iguodala coming here. Never happened. Ty Lawson was taken by the Wolves, but there was a pre-draft deal in place to the Nuggets for the next year's draft pick, which was traded again for the next year's draft pick or for cash to fire good old Kurt Rambis. Hey, Costa Koufas, Corey Brewer. Yep.
Man. Con?
Con? Okay, I got to do it better. Excuse me. Con?
Now I can do it as good as Hank.
Yeah, Hank does it so well. Oh, man.
That guy.
Look at me, the copycat. Oh, Anthony Randolph. Yeah. He still sucks.
Yeah, he still sucks. You don't want Anthony Randolph back.
Man, that's a bugger right there, Anthony Randolph. You got
but to lose to the Hornets, that's... Well, you know what I always say, Joey? The more games you win, the closer you are to your next loss. So maybe they just went in there a bit too easy. Thought they just had to turn up and they'd roll over the Hornets easily, but didn't happen.
No, it's one of those deals where I guess maybe they took the night off and then it cost them.
Rick Fox calls it the voodoo down there. He says never get there the night before if you're going to play the Hornets.
Yeah,
always get there on the day.
Mm-hmm.
That way you can't go out in the town. I think it's Bourbon Street, is it, down there?
Yeah, yep. That's New Orleans.
He says stay away from Bourbon Street. It's the voodoo, and I think on his podcast he picked. He might have picked the Hornets. I can't remember. But, he was right.
If he did, he was right. Definitely the Pelicans. The Pelicans, soon to be Charlotte Hornets. Yeah, there we go.
That's the scary Pelicans.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot get used to that.
No. It's pretty strange. I kind of like it just for the fact that it's completely out of the box, just totally out of left field. But yeah, other than that, though, you say it and it's like, I don't know. What is that again?
I mean, the logo looks good. I like the colors and that. But
yeah, how about the Rougarou? Yes.
I just that the Pelicans just has not. I don't care. You can say it a million times. I'll never get used to it.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't roll right. It just rolls right off your tongue, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Some names do. Some names don't.
Yep.
Denver Nuggets. Hey.
Yep. Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I wanted to ask you what were your choices for nicknames for the Timberwolves?
Way back in the day, yeah. For right now, the one that almost got it was the Minnesota Polars, from what I remember. Huh?
Ew, don't like that one.
Yeah, it's not that good. That was the other choice. And what's funny is they would have been copying the Minneapolis North High School name. So, I mean, yeah, they're called the Minneapolis North Polars. But
okay. Yeah, no, the yuck.
Yeah, that one doesn't do too much for me either. Other than that, those are the two names that I know from history. They don't really list like a ton of them. I wish they did, but I'm guessing they had a big list and then they didn't announce anything until it was Polars versus Timberwolves, and the right team won. The right name won, I should say.
I think so. Got to agree with you there.
Mm-hmm. So, anything else you'd like to add before the break, league-wise? Or...
well, just interesting. This morning I read that bit of a rumoured friction between Zach Randolph and Lionel Hollins.
Whoa.
Yeah, and apparently they've both denied it, and Zach Randolph has come out and said, I respect Coach, and Lionel said the only thing I had a problem with Zach was that he turned up really late to a practice.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those things that happens, I'm sure. Lots of behind-the-scenes stuff.
Yeah, and I think the media's probably just got hold of it, or someone's got hold of it and ran with it, and there's really nothing in it. Well, I hope there's nothing in it, because I don't mind the Grizzlies as a team, and I like Zach, and Hollins is a pretty good coach, so hopefully it doesn't derail anything.
Yeah, that's a team that didn't fall apart either after trading away their, not as big of a superstar, but a star. They traded him, but they stayed good. A la Denver Nuggets. Stayed good.
Yeah. Look. The only problem is, I said this to Hank the other day because he's a Grizzlies fan, as you know.
Yep.
The only problem I've got is, they're guys like Randolph and Prince and Tony Allen, and they're all wrong side of 30. Gay was still young and athletic, and so the next few moves they make over the next couple of years are going to be key to keeping that team as a contender.
Yeah, I can't believe they are over 30 already. All those guys. It seems like yesterday a lot of those guys were pretty young.
Yeah, I still remember Zach Randolph at the Blazers. It doesn't seem it was that long ago, but
yeah, he was kind of like a la Germano O'Neal, kind of way at the end of the bench, and then emerges somewhere else, basically.
They're not bad for a guy who can't jump over a jam team lid, and he just has no vertical whatsoever. He gets the job done.
Yep.
Just a smart player.
Mm-hmm. He's not bad at all, and you got all those defensive studs, Tony Allen and such. Now they brought in Prince. Ooh, no, I'm kidding. Prince is one of those guys. He'll fit in on some. Well, I guess they are a playoff team, but some team that's trying to win a title, and they desperately need a little defense added, a la D'Antoni's club. But I always thought he'd be a Laker. I always thought he'd be a perfect fit for LA, but I suppose that's what Meta's job was supposed to be.
Yeah, yep. Hey, look, I would have taken Prince because he fits in that 1-2 year window that we're trying to win.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
LA or Miami.
Yep, exactly.
All right. So other than that, I guess we'll take our quick break here, and we shall return right after this. And we are back here on Timberwolves Explosion, episode number 98, which is a reminder for all you MP3 player users out there, the iPod, the Android phones, which all you have to do is download Double Twist, and it's just like iTunes. So bada bing, bada boom. And, of course, on Windows phones, all you have to do is search the little store, and you'll find it right away. So there you go. You're ready to rock and roll with that. So now, once again, I am joined by Vince Germano, of course, and we are going to talk about just the two games this past week for the Timberwolves. We had a game against Detroit. That's right, the Detroit Pistons on Tuesday the 26th, 105-82 thrashing in the Palace. Ooh. Oh, Keelan King probably loved this game.
I'm tipping he wouldn't have. I'm tipping he would have drank a lot of beer.
He probably did. Oh, this game. It seems like this happens like every year. We go into the Palace and blow up for some reason, even when we suck.
Well, maybe the Pistons. No, I've wrecked that one. Edit that one out, Joey.
Uh-oh. The editing has begun, right?
It's too early for me this morning.
No. Ready to rock.
What I did like about that game is nice even spread of scoring from, I think he had at least 5 or 6, possibly 7 in double figures.
That's the good thing. With the Wolves, there were 4 total. I mean, there were a lot of guys close, though. Like Kirilenko had 9, Cunningham had 8. I was just laughing at the thought of, I'm looking at the quarters, and I'm thinking nice spread. 38-16 third quarter. I just started chuckling when I saw that, and I do remember it. Of course, that was something. But no, yeah, there were a lot of. Everybody kind of was involved in this one, believe it or not, except Chris Johnson got 3 minutes. Jelly Belly, whatever we call him.
I can't say it is. I'm just going to run with that.
Yeah, I used to call him Michael Gabaldi. What is that? Babylon 5?
Something like that.
I couldn't help it, but. It's Jellabel, but yeah, those two guys are just pretty much screwed when it comes to Rick Adelman, who is D'Antoni 2.0.
I don't think he's that bad.
Okay, I shouldn't have said that. Yeah. he's working on it sometimes with his.
I mean, he's been to the finals twice.
Yeah.
That's something D'Antoni will never get it close to. So
never ever. Yeah. It's like I almost forget about the first time they went because the one they lost to Detroit,
Yep.
The Portland Trailblazers, of course.
Yep.
Yeah, I almost forget about that one so long ago, but
Was
Detroit.
was this the game Derek Williams had 28?
No, this is the this is the other Derek Williams.
Oh, that
Unfortunately,
one turned up.
yeah, the Chicago game was the 28, but then there's the other Derek Williams games where he plays like less than 20 minutes, and it's like what the heck?
Yeah, but he's slowly starting to get it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's. But my thing is he a 4 or 3?
I'd say 4, but I mean he has the ability to be a 3 at times. He's shown some signs of it. Of course, the 3-point shot, the old I always compare him to a Houston Rockets version of Robert Horry a little bit.
Yep.
Because he was more athletic back then and he could hit the 3 and all that. But ultimately, it seems like he's a 4, though it doesn't rebound like one.
No, that's the other thing I was going to mention. He's got to get that desire, get that rebound rate up.
Yeah, drives me crazy.
Would you, when Kevin Love comes back, well, next season, obviously, you could, if there's no moves made, you could potentially go in with Love, Pekovic, and Williams at the 3. Would you at least give that lineup a bit of time?
I'd give it a shot. I mean, you have to see what you can, unless, of course, somebody's offering the moon for Derek Williams in a trade proposal. But at that point, other than that, you have to find minutes for Derek Williams because he can play, as we've been saying on the Facebooks and Twitters and stuff. He can play. He just has these. I mean, this wasn't a bad game on paper. He actually was 2 of 3 from 3-point range, but only 3 attempts.
Yeah,
that's the goofy part. But I don't know. That's just Adelman, I guess, and the fact we were way ahead, I suppose. But
I think.
Yeah, I mean, I would at least give him time. Yeah.
Well, I think one unfortunate thing for Derek Williams is that he was picked at number 2. Like if he would have been picked at 11 or 12 or 10, people would be going, "Oh, he's turning into a nice player." But because he's been number 2, they want him to just be the man right now. So that's what's working against him a little bit. But I really think he's trying to get it, and I think he is slowly getting it. And the next few years, I think you'll see a really good Derek Williams because apparently his work ethic is really good.
Yeah, it must be because you can kind of see it too in his face. Like he's got that intensity to him, believe it or not. Yep. he does have it. Like when he has this feeling like he's going to get taken out, he looks like he wants to like bite something big time. he looks like an angry dog.
Yeah, well, I noticed today he said his confidence is getting there and confident. You know as well as I do. When you got confidence out there, you feel like you can do anything.
Yep.
So let's hopefully he keeps blossoming and keeps going.
I think he can. He definitely has it in him. He's shown signs during the course of the season, and you have the mediocre games here and there, the meh games, but they're getting to be less and less, and that's the encouraging part.
Yeah, exactly right.
So, yeah, it's like he doesn't look like a number 2 overall pick, but he looks like a top 10, maybe top 5, but he looks at least like top 10, unlike a lot of the other David Kahn picks.
Well, look, at the end of the day, if he turns out to be a really, really good player, he's a nice asset to have.
Definitely. I'd keep him here.
Yep.
If we can. Yep. So really the Detroit game, nothing really exciting about it, just a big blowout for the Wolves. I mean, that's the exciting part, I suppose, but nobody majorly stood out. I mean, yeah, sure, JJ Barea shot 5 of 7. I mean, they had a red-hot third quarter, like torching hot from 3-point range, and then after that, they just kind of went through the motions, both teams in the fourth quarter, and it was just, Yep. Yay, we're going to pick the 7th pick in the draft instead of the 6th. That's about it, though.
Yeah.
So then we head to the game of the week. Timberwolves Explosion versus the People's Champ.
Yikes.
The 27th. March the 27th, LA Lakers win 120-117.
And the battle that intrigued me was two of my, it was the two of my favourite players in this game, and that's Rubio and Pekovic. I really like Pekovic.
Yeah. Double.
16 rebounds for Peck. He's been rebounding really well of late. You've got to be happy with that. And, oh, man, I could watch Rubio play all day, every day. That kid is the goods.
He really is. I mean, when he's on defense, he's got his hands in there all the time.
Yep.
And he's on offense. I mean, his assists are down a little bit, if you can believe it. But still, when he does get his assist, I mean, it's just, the eye-popping style that doesn't exist in the NBA as much as it used to in the Showtime era.
Yep.
I love seeing what you can get out of Rubio with the assist that he is able to provide. He'll get the guys down low for alley-oops. It's like you wish this team had more athletic big men. Because if he did, man, Rubio might get 18 assists a night.
Man, I really feel like, and you've said this before, and I've agreed with you before. He is the true leader of that club.
Yes,
and I really feel like he's going to be the one that, probably more so than Kevin Love if he stays, that has a bigger hand in turning the franchise around. As in, I think you guys really need a culture change, and he's the perfect guy to do it. He's won in Europe a lot. I'm pretty sure he's won a lot in Europe. They're playing with Barcelona.
Yeah.
And you can tell that out on the court. He really wants it. And he's always going around, G'ing guys up. I remember against, when we played you guys, I think it was not this time, the last time, and he told Alexei Shved to smile, have fun out there.
Yeah.
And I thought, man, this kid's only 21, 22 himself. And he's already such a really good leader and captain. So, man, he's a gem. I tell you what, he'd look good in Lakey Yellow, Joey.
Oh man, him and K-Love.
Yep, absolutely. We'll trade you Gasol and Howard for K-Love and Rubio.
Oh man, Gasol and who? Howard.
And
Howard, Dwight Howard.
And we'll throw in Steve Nash.
Hackett Dwight. Oh man.
But yeah, I'll tell you what, Rubio's jersey worthy. He's going to. I got to get a Rubio jersey.
Jersey worthy.
I
had to say that.
I got to get one.
Mm-hmm. There's the Jersey worthy or lone wolf. Yeah, he's going to win it for both of us. I'll just say it now. No, we'll even say it later.
We'll save that one.
Yeah, he's Jersey worthy. Yeah, it was a very entertaining game to watch, but just typical Lakers Wolves. It just didn't work out in the end. That's basically how it's been forever and ever.
Yep.
The ghosts in the arena. Excuse me. Yeah, and only 8 men played, so that's another note there again. No Chris Duhon, no Jordan Hill, no Eubanks.
No, and with World Peace out, you would have thought, what's his name? Devin Eubanks, as you like to say.
Yeah.
Would have got some.
Eubanks. I just call him Eubanks. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I was thinking about Kevin Eubanks, I think. That might be what's on my mind right now.
A Tonight Show on in the background or something?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It is. Well, there you go. What a guess. I would have I would have thought he would have got some court burn, but nothing. Even, Duhon, okay, he's not flashy, but he can hit he can hit the three.
Mm-hmm. He can get assists here and there too.
Yeah, and how many guys do you use? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10, yep.
Steamer with a big 7 minutes.
Yeah, Steamer, there's one of those guys. He just pops up and he disappears, and he pops up and he disappears.
You got to love Dante Cunningham. He's one of my favorites on the Wolves.
Ooh, yeah, I mean he's awesome. He's had some quiet stretches of late, but then again, also of late, he's had these huge games like against LA. And
yep.
Only under 19 minutes, still manages to get 18 points. Is all over the place.
Yep.
He's the perfect player for a good or bad team. He's the guy you want on your team, no matter what stage of development your team is in.
Yeah, he's not quite, but he's almost a glue guy.
Mm-hmm.
Almost.
He's pretty close.
Yep. So
I'll Haslam in Miami, those type of guys. But
yeah, I've always been a fan of Haslam. But yeah, look, another guaranteed win for the Lakers. We marked that one. we mark it down every season. First thing we do is we go to the calendar. When are we playing the Wolves? Well, there's 4 wins.
Yep, pretty much.
I'm
22.
I'm just trying to stir you up, Joey. That's all, mate.
I'm gonna start crying now. It's a tearjerker as the. I'm kidding. Man.
Maybe next time. You might get us next time.
It's not like the Chicago Cubs. We'll just wait till next year, you know.
How long has that been for the Cubs now? 100.
It has been, let's see, 1908, so that would be 100.
Wow.
And 105. Ouch.
Do they have any fans left?
Believe it or not, yes, but they're all probably pretty much the type of fans that are agnostic. Agnostic sports fans.
Oh, man. Not a huge baseball fan, but, Oh.
Yeah, we just had to throw that reference in because we're the Cubs when we play the Lakers, that's for sure. The Wolf Cubs, hey.
Yeah, no, that's not working for me either.
Not the best one. No. Steamy's back, or no, not Steamy. Buttinger's back.
Yeah, nice. I mean, just the role play you need, but he's the kind of guy that really helps when you're all healthy,
Yeah, that's the thing. He's there for when you actually have everyone, so you can actually hit some long range shots, be an actual player that can stretch the floor. But too little, too late.
Exactly right. If you've got Love and Pekovic on the floor, he's going to spread the floor for you.
Mm-hmm.
He goes. Pekovic needs a bit of room inside. I mean, it's just a shame. Just again, the injury's one of those years, but.
Definitely has been.
But in saying that, you can't really say that he's aren't competing. There's no one's questioning the Timberwolves. Saying, "Oh, you guys are tanking," like the Suns. Like everyone knows the Suns. But
oh my God!
Credit to you guys. You're still competing, going out there trying to win games, not worrying about the draft position.
Yeah, because we know Khan's not going to take the right player anyway, so.
Oh, that's true.
Dare I say, zing, right? No, look at me copying everything. Hank's going to sue me.
No, he'll be right. He'll be right.
That was the zing right there, definitely.
Yeah, he's. Have you heard about our latest bet we've got going?
Who's that? Oh, what's that?
Well, I'm a big fan of DeMarcus Cousins, and Hank just trolls the internet looking for bad press on DeMarcus. So the bet is if DeMarcus scores 30 points, Hank has to slap himself on the show, like really, really hard.
Oh.
And if he gets ejected and costs the Kings a game, I have to slap myself.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm a bit scared, but it should be all right.
Yeah, DeMarcus is one of those crazy players that, he's got that same, kind of Derek Williams in a way with a big game, not so good game, but his maturity level is something to be desired.
Yeah, he's still young though. Still young. He's got to mature. That's all.
He's got a steep hill to climb with that one.
We'll see what he's like when he's 30. If he's wise.
I hope so. For his sake, I hope so. He's a talented guy.
Oh,
he's got to get it right.
Beast. He's a beast, man. The ceiling's high for that guy. He's just got to get his mind right.
Mm-hmm. That's the key. Then he can be jersey worthy. Yep. That's the key.
Yeah. But yeah. You Timberwolves, you can't be accused of tanking. So I guess that's something to say for your culture too. Like, I'd say Adelman's got something to do with that, and Rubio.
He does big time. Especially, really both of them.
Yep.
Adelman's been, he's had his long success in the NBA, except with Houston, but that was again the same reason: injuries up the yin yang. He got. But then Rubio's culture, that is fantastic. He's the perfect leader for a team, and he's 22? Yeah, 22 going on 23 this year.
Yep.
And he is just man.
You got to keep that kid around at all costs.
Pray. Yep.
There's your point guard for the next 12, 13 years.
Mm-hmm. I hope so. Yep. I hope so. This team needs need some things to go their way finally.
He just has to, and I think it'll come. Like he's got to get that jump shot. He's got to just go and shoot 5,000 shots a day or something. Like, because if he can get that down and becomes a real threat, he's going to blow by people.
Yeah, it would change everything. I mean, when he does drive the lane too, he's been capable of making some moves that are just absolutely eye popping. You're thinking, whoa,
yep,
where did that come from? And then, yeah, if he develops the jump shot, then all bets are off at how good he could become. He could be elite.
Look, this is just 20 and 10, 20 and 12 he could be. Easy.
Yeah, easy. Absolutely. He'd be up there with the top three possibly. Very, very possible.
He might be playing for the Lakers then, but still he'd be elite.
Oh, man.
Look at you.
Yep. Look at you. Oh, I got a scary. Yeah, I mean, I'm horrified. One of them might go there. Okay, dare I say that on Timberwolves Explosion? But
look,
possibility exists.
I honestly hope. The Timberwolves keep Love and Rubio and Peck and build something. I'd love to see the T-Wolves get a title. I really would.
I would too. Yep. Thank you for that.
As you know, I do have a soft spot for the Wolves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yep. That's the cool part. You have a lot of knowledge with the Timberwolves. We've had extensive conversations, ladies and gentlemen, about players that are as obscure as they get.
Oh yeah, yep.
The Chris Smiths of the world.
Yep, Chris Smith, Todd Murphy.
Which one? Oh, wait, say it one more time.
Todd Murphy.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yep.
What was Yeah, I mean, yeah, we went through a lot of them the other day. There was Mike Brown.
Yeah,
the big brown bear.
The big brown bear. The big looked like a bloody fridge with legs and no neck.
He did. He was funny.
Oh, you've had some weird and wonderful players over the years.
Mm-hmm. Andres Guibert.
Yep. Tell us Frank was one of my favorites.
Yeah, he was a power forward, right?
Yeah, yep.
Flanking, yeah.
Yep.
Kind of a power forward center.
Yeah, because back in those days, we used to get a lot of Timberwolves games on our Channel 10 here because, Longley was playing for you guys.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that was the first Australian player.
Yep. So that's
92.
Yep, that's why I've always had a soft spot for the Wolves. And, then we had actually Shane Hill, an Australian point guard, go over there and play for you.
Yes.
He's the one who touched up Charles Barkley and the and the USA team. We hit 8 3-pointers in that exhibition game.
Yeah, was that the 96 Olympics?
Yeah, it was a warm up,
right?
Yeah, it was a warm up. After he hit his sixth, Barkley took his legs out, and Shane Hill's only 6 foot, but
yeah, he's tiny.
He's from an area in Victoria here that it's a town called Lilydale. Mm-hmm. They bred him pretty tough up there, and he Charles Barkley probably outweighed him by 250 pounds and 10 inches, but
250. That's Chuck for you.
I'll tell you what, Shane Hill wouldn't have. He would have loved to have taken Barkley on in a fist fight. That's just the way Shane Hill was. But one thing about Shane Hill, he absolutely hated Gary Payton.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I think for the Wolves, I think you guys played the Sonics. And I remember,
we did.
And I think Hill torched Gary Payton for 5 threes.
Was that that was the playoff game, wasn't it?
Was it a playoff game?
Or you think? Oh no. At first I thought you were thinking about the playoff series we had, but I do remember that 5. Yeah, the 5 threes was in the first half, I think.
Yeah. Yep. And he still talks about it now, and he's saying that Peyton was just jawing at him all game, and Shane Hill loved that. So it's a shame he couldn't go further with the T-Wolves. But that's why I've got a soft spot. They always used to show Timberwolves games, and that's why I remember all these weird and wonderful players that you had, like Todd Murphy, Scott Roth,
really old. Yeah, he's one of the really early ones.
Yep.
If I remember correctly.
Who else did you have there? Wow, had heaps.
Credit.
Chuck Person.
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
Chuckster.
That guy would hit. he would always launch those threes like near the like around half court or so, like near the end of a quarter.
Yep.
And they'd go in and he'd act like he'd act like he won a title. Didn't he though?
Yeah, he did. That's so true. That is so true.
Yeah, my brother used to make fun of him and call him like like what an idiot and all that type of stuff. It's like they're only down by 15. No.
Yeah, you guys were terrible back then.
Oh, yeah, we were. Oh my goodness. I mean, they're all just one weird random player. Like, oh, hopefully this guy can fill in, power forward or center.
Yep.
Tellis Frank, Mike Brown, and there were Brad Sellers.
Yep. Bob McCann.
Yep, Bob McCann. I do remember. Yeah, he was aggressive.
He was aggressive. Who else? One guy I really liked for you guys was Doug West.
Yes, yeah, he was one of the most popular players for the longest time.
Yep, and he was
the face of the franchise without much of a franchise.
Yep, and he was a second round pick.
Yeah, yes, he was.
But fortunately, I think he had a drinking problem, which got him in the end. I think.
Big time, yeah. He was talking about how there was a time he even had, it was Heineken that he drank, like 15 of them, and then drove.
Jeez.
He's like, Doug, are you kidding me?
Yeah, that is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it's like it was such a mystery. Like, why did this guy go from a guy who could average 19 points? He had a really nice kind of mid-range shot, and then all of a sudden he couldn't make anything. He just kept falling further and further out of the rotation. It's not like he was getting that old. He was getting to be about 29-ish, and it's like, this guy can't shoot.
Yep.
I guess that's what it was.
Yeah, and from back then there was no internet or anything like that.
No,
So
it was
nothing really got out as much as it does today.
Yeah, now it's a split second, boom,
Yep.
Major breaking news on Twitter.
Yep. But was another guy I loved back in the day was Pooh Richardson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's another major historic name for the Wolves.
Yep.
20 years ago, yeah.
But he wasn't actually. He was decent. He was a decent point guard.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Williams was another one I liked.
He's a guy who could have been really good, I think. I mean, the 1 year he actually was healthy. His first year here, he was averaging 18 points, 9 assists or so, 8 assists, 9 assists.
Yep.
And then everybody thought he had plantar fasciitis. Yet it was some other very strange degenerative condition where his heel basically vanished.
Yeah, disintegrated. Yep.
Isn't that something?
That is unbelievable.
It's like an arthritic thing, kind of like what Roy had in his knees, where it just disappeared. Like, what?
Yeah, that's because he wasn't. I think he was about the same age, 28, wasn't he? 28, something like that. 20.
Yeah, but basically right around kind of his mid to late 20s. Very talented guy. Next thing you know, he's out forever.
Yep.
He was never the same. He missed about 2 or 3 years, and they kept trying to say, "Oh, he has plantar fasciitis." When it's like he was pissed off 3 years later, saying, "I've been trying to tell you all this time. My heel's gone."
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was basically walking on his bone.
Yuck.
Ouch. Yeah. That's gotta hurt.
Wow. Yeah, but look, I keep mentioning I'm going to post it, and I will. There's a YouTube, the 60 Minutes, the Australian 60 Minutes did a story on Luke Longley back when he was drafted.
Mm-hmm.
I was about halfway through his rookie year, so I'll post it if I can, I'll post it on your page. If not, I'll post it on mine.
Oh, yeah.
And you can share it. And it goes for about 35, 40 minutes. And
mm-hmm.
yeah, a lot of Timberwolves fans, if they speak to 5, I think 4 bag him. one says he's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of Wolves fans were kind of. Yeah, I mean, he didn't have the greatest run here, I guess, for his draft position. Was he 8th, I believe?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so a bit high, but
yeah.
But I remember watching here. He had some games against when he was playing against a quality centre like Ewing or something. He had 15 and 14. He'd have a little 2 or 3 game stretch where he showed what he could do, and then he'd just disappear again.
Yeah. Yep. He did have that nice mid-range shot.
Oh, yeah, it was money. In
Chicago, yep. Luke. Every time he touched the ball, just boom, and then he'd make it, and then they'd keep saying it. That was kind of cool.
Yep. He like all Australian big men, he can shoot and he can pass.
Yep, Shane Heel. There you go.
Well, Andrew Bogut. Andrew Bogut.
Bogey.
I don't think a lot of people over there realise just how well he can pass the ball. Like, for some reason, all our big men just get taught to pass the ball, and I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong. I love a good passing big man, but yeah.
They're much more fun to play with on a team like a big man that isn't a black hole,
Yeah, the
makes a huge difference.
Kevin Willis style.
Yes. Oh, black hole. Yep.
Oh, big time. Yeah, those Minnesota days were interesting. Very. Yeah, like I said, you have weird, wonderful players, and it was fun to watch. And it's fun to sort of reminisce and go back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love this. Yep, that was like knew all he had all this knowledge about the good old Wolves. So it's like we gotta go down memory lane and Timberwolves explosion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
We have to do it. We have to do it. So I made sure that we that was fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, one last one.
Yeah.
Felton Spencer.
Yep.
And that guy made me laugh.
He's another one of those guys who was kind of just a plodding big man who just you're wondering why is this guy even in the league basically at times. Who was a draft pick, first round pick.
Yep.
And then he goes to another team that was good and carved out a nice niche over there in Utah.
I was going to say, he goes to Utah and he plays a fair bit better.
Yeah, he had a respectful, serviceable career, but Minnesota's like, this guy is the worst.
Yeah.
Used to drive me nuts.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Mm-hmm. And so many others too. The Randy Brewers of the world. That guy's really old.
Oh, Randy Brewer.
Yeah.
Wow. 7'4" was he? Something like that.
Yeah, he was one of those guys that's just too tall.
Yep. But he did have a career high 45 one day when he was playing for the Bucks, I think, or the Kings. One of those.
He had a huge game. Yeah, he even had a big game with the Wolves once, and then it's just strange.
Wow, these players. Jeez.
Yeah, once in a while, somebody blows up just that one night, and you're wondering, well, how did that happen?
Yep.
Tony Delk's 50-point game.
Yeah, that was a year where a lot of unexpected players dropped 50.
Mm-hmm. The year of the 50.
Yeah, it was. I think didn't Dana Barris do that as well one day? Dropped 50. Like Dana Barris, really? 50?
Oh yeah.
You're going to drop 50. And Andre Miller did it like 2 years ago. Like 50, really?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Like, where does it come from?
Yep.
It's just one of those magical nights, and they kept feeding him. That you're always people are always it seems like they're allergic to feed the hot players sometimes. And then in those cases, they did what they should have done, and they won the game. That's for sure.
Yep, you got to
most of the time.
You got to feed the hot hand. You got to feed the hot hand.
Yeah, big time. So now, as we slide briefly into what impressed and annoyed us with the Timberwolves this past week, I gotta get a name for this segment one of these days.
We'll try and think.
Yeah, the impressed and depressed. Yes, there we go.
Yeah,
the impressed and depressed topics of the Wolves. Anything about the Wolves that impressed you this week?
Look, just something that impressed me. Like I said before, just the fact that you haven't given up. You're still competing. Mm-hmm. So I really respect that.
Yep.
There's nothing worse than watching a team that your own team, especially, and they're tanking. So yeah, kudos to the Wolves for not tanking.
Yes. Yep. I mean, that's true. We've done it before when we had what was his name? Mark Madsen launched like 8 3-pointers at like late in the game against, I think it was Philly, some other really bad team at the time.
Yep.
And we lost on purpose so we could get that one pick lower so we didn't have to give it away to the Clippers or something. It was something like that.
Yep.
Or we wanted to make sure there was no possibility type of deal.
I just can't help but think that can't be good for your whole franchise, and I keep saying that word culture. It just can't be good if you're doing that. If any club's doing that,
no, that's really bad for your team's culture, no doubt.
Yep,
it's humiliating.
Yeah.
Phoenix Suns are an example.
Yep.
Down in the valley. No. No, that valley is the sun is set. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. Yep. What about you?
It's a,
What about you, Mr. Paladino?
the Paladino was impressed with the play of a lot of the role players like the Cunninghams and the Berea, Chase Buninger, guys like that had a really hot week. I gotta think the bench. I'm impressed with the bench. You could say that's one of the main things with the Timberwolves over the course of the week. I mean, Rubio always is going to get that. So
Yeah.
really, that's kind of what I would say is the role players played very well during the course of the week. And yeah, I'll ride your coattails and say that they haven't just walked off the court, and that's due to the competitiveness of the Ricky Rubios of the world. That guy is not going to let this team lose, even though it doesn't mean all that much right now.
Yep.
So now the time for the depression. What depressed you about the Wolves?
Look, not a great deal, but I will say the thing that does depress me is not seeing Chris Johnson get minutes.
Oh yeah,
It has me flabbergasted, really. The kid's got range, he's athleticism. I mean, he hasn't got super range. He's not going to go out to 20 feet, but he can hit the 15-footer. And he's super.
He's got a mid-range shot?
He does.
Sorry.
That's all right. He's super long, and for God's sake, Adelman, play the man. Just play him. You're going to find out if he's just a decent role player or just a good player. Then you can sign him up and get rid of Steamer.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what. Yep. So you and the forecaster absolutely of like mind in that deal. Like, what's the deal with Adelman and Steamsma versus Chris Johnson? What's going on here?
Yeah, I know. I'd take, and someone will snap Johnson up. If you guys don't get him, someone will sign him.
Yeah, he deserves that. I mean, if somebody doesn't sign him, they're making a big mistake.
Yep.
He's a piece. He's at least something. He's a nice reserve who can. I mean, what's the whole key about the bench in the NBA? It's about energy. Chris Johnson has energy.
Yep. I mean, look.
So
if Chris Anderson can get a contract, surely Chris Johnson.
Yeah, he would look good in the Miami Heat uniform right now, in their eyes.
No,
a lot of people might not want him there, but
I don't want him there. Oh, no, thanks.
No, he would look good there for them. Definitely, he would fit in.
Oh yeah, because he looks like a guy. Unfortunately, we haven't seen a lot of him, but he looks like a guy who could really run the floor. It looks.
That's a.
Yeah, it's a.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Sorry.
You go.
I was gonna say, yeah. The whole thing is he really. That's exactly like a point that you touched on right there. That's exactly what he does is run the floor well. He's always way ahead of everyone, which is unusual for a big man.
Well, surely that's got to, if Khan is worth anything, surely he's got to see that. And the first guy that pops into my mind is Rubio. So there's a guy who can run with Rubio. Bring him off the bench, he can run with Rubio, and he can finish. Rubio's just got to throw that thing up there.
That's it. Yeah, that's exactly. He's exactly the kind of player you want with Ricky Rubio.
Yep.
Basically, you have a quarterback with a good arm in football, and you have a speedy receiver that can catch. Well, there you. That's kind of like adding 1 and 2 together, right there.
Yep.
2 and 2 together, I should say. Excuse me.
Yeah.
There goes my IQ. His IQ is 75.
Now, look, you imagine you have Chris Johnson and Williams, because Williams is super athletic and runs the floor. You can pick your spots when you run. Because I know Kevin Love ain't running the floor to finish on an alley-oop.
No, he's not exactly the fastest player out there.
Peck's not running.
Has a little bit. Huh?
Is Peck running? Is he running?
Little bit, not that much. No, little bit. He's definitely not the alley-oop type. He once in a blue moon. It's like, just dunk the ball, Pekovic, please.
Every time I watch now, I watched the first 2 quarters of the Lakers T-Wolves, like I said, and Rubio got him the ball and he laid it in. Every time now I can hear you and Marcus going, just dunk it.
That's pretty much what it's like. That's pretty much what it's like. Why is he not dunking it? It's fun watching a game with him. It's hilarious.
Yep.
It is pure comedy, ladies and gentlemen.
But I like him. I like him a lot.
Oh, yeah. Pekovic, yeah, he's got the ability.
Yep.
It's funny too. The part that drives me crazy, but I mean, it's also just the way it goes. When Love is in there, he'll only get like 6 rebounds. He's got like the Derek Williams syndrome once Love is in there.
Yeah.
And then when Love is out, he's Kevin Love.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, identity crisis.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When Love's in there, there's not many rebounds left over for anyone else, is there?
No, it's like Love 25, Peck 1, Derek Williams 0, Rubio 6. No.
Yeah, Rubio gets in there. Love that kid, man. I love that kid.
He does. He's a franchise player, believe it or not. No. I believe it.
Absolutely, you got one there.
For sure. Him and Love.
Yep. Just got to keep them together. Keep them together.
Yeah, because we couldn't do it last time. The Garnett Marbury thing. This is the time. Golden opportunity. Keep them together, please.
Yep.
So it is time for the Lone Wolf and the Johnny Flynn Memorial. The best and the worst for the Timberwolves in this brief little 2-game stretch.
Well, I don't think this has ever happened before on TE, so I'm going to give probably the first ever co-lone wolf, which makes no sense at all because it's a lone wolf.
The co-wolf.
I'm going to give it to Rubio and Peck.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah.
What? Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, it's only 2 games, and like it was too easy just to give it to Rubio.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you know, Peck's not only has he scored, he's got the job done on the rebounding. So, I had to give him some props. You know.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because I was thinking just about the same thing there, but oh boy. I just don't want to come off as a copycat. I'm going to give it to Steamsma. Okay. No, I have to give it to Rubio again just because. I just have to do it. He's on a Miami Heat type streak right now. Timberwolves explosion. So yeah, I'm going to give it to Rubio one more time. He's the heart that pumps the blood for this team. There's no doubt about it.
There's a good way of putting it. That is good. Can I use that on my show?
Oh yes, yeah. It works. There's no copyright. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I don't think anyone can argue with us giving it to Rubio.
Nope. There's no way anybody could. If they do, they're going to be they're going to get the brain fart award.
Excellent choice, Joey. Excellent choice.
Copyright infringement. I can't help it. You guys can tell I love the Courtside, can't you?
Yeah. Well, we appreciate all the shout outs and the love you send our way. It's good. We love it.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it coming back our way as well as you. Vince likes to shout out. Hank likes to shout out to us as well. Thank you so very much.
Yeah, no, we love TE down in Australia.
Absolutely. Keep spreading the word about the Courtside too.
You haven't done one of your famous Australian accents.
I had a really good one actually when I was testing out the Skype.
Yeah.
Because the test call, I believe it's like a British woman.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I couldn't help it. It was like about 30 seconds long.
Oh man, sometimes I put on your show while I'm just cleaning up the house with the missus, and it was one of those episodes where you did. I asked you to do an Aussie accent. Mm-hmm. I told her, listen to this, and we absolutely cracked up laughing. It was so funny. We love.
Nice.
It's so funny. We love hearing Americans try and do an Australian accent.
Joey, that's not even close.
It's not too bad actually.
No, yeah, some people way overact it out, and it's like, that sounds stupid.
Like if you look at Robin Williams, when he does it, he's not too bad, but sometimes he just goes just a bit too over the top with it. But no, it's fun.
Yeah,
it's a funny thing to watch.
Oh yeah, I mean, like people try to do the Minnesota one. It was Kurt Russell in the movie Miracle.
Yeah.
That was some overacting too, just a little bit of overacting. Kurt Russell. We don't say alone, it's like what the heck is this? Oh, that goofball.
Oh man,
talent alone. It's like, what are we, Irish? Jeez.
That's funny. That's funny.
Trying to think of how I said it now on the Skype. It's more like trying to record a basketball show here. Come on. This bloody mic ain't working.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah, I still got to keep practicing, right, by listening to the shows.
That's it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
Oh, yes. So, any final thoughts you'd like to offer? Oh, actually, we got to give out our Johnny Flynn. Uh-oh.
The Johnny Flynn Memorial.
Yes, infamous Johnny Flynn.
We should point out that he's not dead. It's a memorial of his time with the Wolves.
Yes, yep, that's the key.
Yep.
Yeah, we're remembering how disappointing he was. So it's like we remember it every time we look at whoever disappointed us during the course of the week.
Yep.
That's the key.
I should say that Johnny Flynn's played his last game in Australia.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Oh, no. He missed the last 2 rounds because we call them rounds here.
Yeah. Yep.
He had some injury. I can't remember what it was. I think it was a groin or something.
Uh-oh.
So he missed those 2 games, and it probably cost his team a playoff spot. So, but it wasn't just his fault. The other import, American Seth Scott, he injured himself as well. He was a pretty good player.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's played.
Sounds familiar.
He's played his last game, and probably won't be back in Australia because the money's not great here for a guy. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say a guy of his stature, but he commands a fair bit of cash. So he pretty much came out here as a favour to the coach because he got the same agent. So
I see.
But you know what? He didn't really tear the league up like I thought he was going to. So, but that's another story for another day. I don't want to digress too much, but
that's Flynn for you. There we go.
Yeah,
Wolves fans know about that.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you have a disappointment or like a?
I do. Look, I don't want to give it to this kid because I'm a fan of him. But Lexi Shved is stinking up the joint. And not only has he hit the rookie wall, I think the whole building's collapsed on him.
Mm-hmm.
But I still stick to my guns. I still say Rick Adelman, just play the kid and live with his mistakes. Live with the bad shooting percentage. Just play him and develop him. It'll pay off for next season. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, I mean that's the hope. He needs that. He needs the off season to. He needs that off season to kind of to develop his game and in a lot of ways develop that shot. It looked good early on, and then it just kind of disappeared. Obviously, he needs the off season more than anything to bulk up as well.
Yeah,
he's got to drink those protein shakes like his life depends on it.
Yep.
Time to toughen up. I mean, Rubio did that. He came in the league pretty skinny last year. He looks. He's not He-Man yet, but he's put on some muscle, and it's noticeable.
Yep.
And his personality kind of had changed from it. So it definitely is a factor when a player does hit the weight room and their confidence level changes dramatically.
Yeah, well, it gives you more confidence to probably, a kid like Shved to drive in and take a hit a bit better, have that body control.
Yeah, definitely. Because otherwise he gets beat up. I mean, yeah, and really, ultimately, my Johnny Flynn was headed in that same direction. I promise I'm not riding coattails, but like me and Marcus tend to do that a lot because I mean, not intentionally, just kind of. It's just one of those things where, well, it's definitely this guy,
Yep.
This guy's definitely the winner or well the loser, you could say, of the week. Alexi Shved, looks overmatched. I mean, he did have a 7-assist game against Detroit. That's nice.
Yep.
But, it was one of those nights where everybody's shots falling, so I guess your assist numbers might pop up when Rubio's being rested because he's not needed. So,
yeah, that's right. Look, I've got complete faith in Shved. I think he's got the goods. He's got too much talent. It's just whether he wants to, like you said, bulk up.
Yes.
Work on the shot. So we'll see how much he wants it in the off season. You know, I'm sure you guys in Minnesota will hear if he's working hard or not.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, yep. That's the whole. I mean, that's the whole key. He's got to. It's basically one of those things. He's one of those finds that. I mean, David Kahn actually did make a good find. Just one. I mean, he makes a couple, but I mean, Rubio fell in his lap. Williams, well, yeah, he's the only guy you're going to take it to. So, I mean, he's one of those moves that could look good for Kahn.
Yeah, well, out of a million tries, he's got to get one right, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically he's that baseball player with the blindfold on and swinging. You know, if there's such a thing, I don't know if that exists, but once in a while he might make contact.
Yep. So
yeah.
Poor old Alexei gets the Johnny Flynn medal.
Mm-hmm, the Johnny Flynn Memorial Johnny Flynn medal. Yeah. No, I agree though that he can definitely develop into a very good player. I'm glad he's here.
Yeah, absolutely. I give you and Marcus a bit of stick sometimes on Twitter, saying I think you're a bit harsh on the kid sometimes, and here I am giving him a Johnny Flynn award.
That is pretty funny when you think about that.
But in saying that, I haven't lost. It's not a sign that I've lost confidence in Shved. It's just it's a combination of things. He's hit the wall. He's just a kid, and
yep.
I'm sure he'll come good.
Mm-hmm. He's just not muscular enough for the league right now.
Well, you look at
partially.
I think back to Gary Payton.
Mm-hmm.
He was the number 2 pick, and his rookie year weren't great numbers by any stretch.
Mm-hmm.
So
no, they really weren't. And
I think Shved was at one stage was at 10 points a game. So if I'm a rookie coming in averaging 10 points a game, I'm happy.
Yeah, I mean, he was looked on as one of the top. I believe he was looked on as a top 5, top 3 rookie for a while there.
Yep.
Until the rookie wall, and I think the part of it was the ankle injuries as well.
Yeah.
So he had a couple of nagging injuries that slowed him down, and it just it really set him back for the rest of the year, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yep. But as you say, you should be glad he's there. Even if he just becomes a really good 6th man.
Mm-hmm.
That's a win. That's a win for you guys.
That'd be nice. It's definitely a win. Free agent, just a random, free agent, undrafted free agent. There you go.
Yep.
A very good one. For sure. So with that, do you have any final thoughts you'd like to add? Any shout-outs?
No, I don't really. I usually only shout you guys out, and I do like to shout out that basketball show, but hopefully they pump out a show soon. Old D-Train. What is it, D-Train? Mr. Train?
V-Train. Yep, V-Train and Pumpa.
Sorry, V-Train. Yeah, V-Train and Pumpa. Get a show out, boys.
Yeah, we missed you guys. We do. Yep. There's no doubt. It's like, who's that again? That basketball? Oh yeah, it's that basketball show. Wait, what's it called? Yeah, that was a great show.
Yeah, good lads.
Is.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Forgive me for the was there. That's not a. Yeah, I don't want to call it a was just yet.
I'm sure they'll be back at some stage.
I hope so. Yep. Come back. All right. Yep. So then there's this Rip City Bad Boys. Leave the Hype. Yep. Such good shows.
I do listen to both of those shows. I only just recently got into Rip City Bad Boys.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the shows, I think it's Kaylin and Tristan, is it? Yeah.
Keelan King. Yep.
Keelan King said that they were the, I think, number 2 basketball podcast downloaded in Australia or something like that.
What? No.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That was pretty good.
That's amazing. Yep, Tristan Mayer, Keelan King. Yeah, that is quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, so
I don't even know how they found that out, but I wonder where Timberwolves Explosion is 200th. No.
I'm sure you're in the top 3.
Yes. Oh, I hope so.
Yeah. No, I don't know how they found that out either. It'd be interesting. Yeah. Yeah, good. It's a good show. I love it.
The real, yep. And watch out for F-bombs.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yep.
F-bomb leading. So with that, really, if there's nothing else, it's more, Timberwolves is available on thesportstuff.com. Do check out that website. There's also the NBA crossover. For some reason, I've been getting that mixed up with Courtside lately. But Yeah, they talk about the Knicks and Nets. So the New York market right there, coming right out of Australia as well. So that's another show. If you're obviously an avid basketball fan, do check it out. You don't have to be a fan of the teams, just be a fan of the show. Yes, that's what it's all about.
Exactly right.
Mm-hmm. So again, thanks everybody for listening. Do check out the shows we mentioned and stay with us. I got to think Vince Germano will return again, possibly very soon.
It was absolute blast, Joey. Had so much fun.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. And the possibility exists that does the possibility exist that Paladino will be on the courtside soon?
Absolutely. We're working on it as we speak.
Yep. So the rumor is still alive. Yep, it's been floating around.
The rumor is well and truly alive, and it will be fact.
Yes. So the possibility does exist that Paladino on the courtside will be well together for at least one episode, and who knows.
Yep, absolutely. And I imagine the check's in the mail, Joey, is it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I've heard about that. Yes. I've heard about that, but let's see. What is the amount here? And I can't say on the air how much, but yes. Okay. Let's have to get your address first.
Just as long as I can get a Happy Meal, I'm happy.
Oh, I wish they could make you happy. No.
It just made me fat.
Ah,
No, it's been loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
It was a blast.
Yeah, I agree. This is great. I can't wait to do it again.
Well, anytime you need me, just shout out, brother.
All right, for sure. So everyone, again, we will be back on the air hopefully within a week. Do be aware the possibility exists that I may miss a week or two coming up with a busy schedule with the lawn cleanups coming up. So some of you out there know about that. So that's just a warning. The show is I'm not quitting. I'm not running away. And Forecaster better get back on here at some point too as well. It would be nice. But just do be aware of that. So with that, we are gonna call it a day, and we'll be back sooner rather than later.